Okay, just now Mr. Bhakti, Mr. Bhakti has already told us that nuclear actually is not only for weapon. At the first time, it is found by the inventors of nuclear. It is for the other energy. It is for the energy, not for weapon. Yeah, right. Yeah, it can be for electricity actually. It can be for electricity. It can be for power of aeroplane, power of the ship as well, for the transportation. Yeah. Okay. So now I would like to ask the other first. Miss Eka, are you there, Miss Eka?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. B.
Okay. So just relax, everybody, because nuclear is not only for bomb, but over here based on the topics, nuclear weapons. So it means weapon. So it is related to the bomb as well. But don't be too serious. We can be relaxed because it's only for discussing. It doesn't affect the war. All right, Ms.
Yes,
Eka,
the
at the
topic is
point when
wow.
you saw our topic about nuclear weapons is necessary for our country. So what was in your mind at that time?
No, I don't agree with it because wow, there are so many huge damage that is caused by the nuclear, and the damage is what we call it permanently for the human being, for human life. It can cause many disease or not disease, but yeah, huge damage. I don't know what to say. Perhaps the others. Okay, I actually I wanna prepare my worship first, if you don't mind.
Okay. Thank you so much. Just now you told that you disagree about nuclear. Miss Eka, about nuclear weapons in our country because it's very dangerous to many people and the destruction will be permanent. Actually, the destruction is not permanent, Miss Eka, based on the experience of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. At that time, the name is not nuclear, but it is atom bomb. Actually, that's the basic of the nuclear as well. And the impact, the destruction, the impact of for the human and for the lands, for the soils over there until how many years? It can be more than 30 years, right? Even almost until half century, and the land cannot be planted over there, right? Okay, Miss Mega, are you there, Miss Mega? Can you hear me clearly, Miss Mega?
No, I don't know. Can I be good listener? Just listen, not talking, because I don't understand about this topic.
At the first time, when you read the topic, what was in your mind, Miss Mega?
About what? About you?
About
Nuclear.
Nuclear weapon is necessary for our country. Is it important for our country or not?
I don't know. Please, my language don't laugh for me. I can see you. You can see me.
Okay, if we go back to just now, Miss Eka, I have already told that it is a danger. Miss Eka, can you hear me, Miss Eka?
Yes, Mr. B. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Miss Eka, you have to already write that nuclear is very dangerous for societies and even for the land as well, right? And
Yes, of
it cannot.
course.
It can destroy the water resources as well, the farm, the food, right? It will be, it can be crisis, right? So it means, yeah, Miss Eka, there are a lot of not a lot of, there are some developed countries which have nuclear already, nuclear weapons. And do you feel safe if our country doesn't have it?
No, like this, because Indonesian people is different with the other countries that you mentioned. Because we love peace, but it doesn't mean that war should be attacked by war. But everything is based on the fate and destiny. But yeah, I think no. Apa is what we call it? I'm so sorry. What we call it? Yeah, we
For
don't
defense
like
system?
violence. We don't like war. Of course, we curse the war, right? And about nuclear, okay, this is a great discovery from scientists, but you know, there is advantage and disadvantages of the nuclear, of course. And the advantages of the nuclear in our country, actually our country Indonesia, especially Indonesia has a nuclear too, but it is used not for the weapon, but it used for research, such as how to select the superior plant seeds, like that, something like that. And as you said before, that a nuclear can be used for electricity resources, right? Okay, that's right. I think that's the advantages of nuclear. But if nuclear is used for weapon, well, I disagree for it, because if we use nuclear for such a bomb, a kind of bomb, it can damage very, very huge in this world, because it's nuclear is not just weapon like gun or knife, like something like that, but it's more dangerous because it's what we call it. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It will be horrible because it's atomic. Nuclear is atomic, and when I say that the damage will be permanent, yes, that's right. I agree. It will be permanent, and you say that it won't be permanent. I don't agree with that, because nuclear is nuclear can cause damage permanently, because it destroys our cells in our body. And if our cells in our body destroyed by the nuclear war, it's atomic, it's very little particle, and it can cause cancer, cancer disease, right? Cancer is not a little disease, but it's very, very serious, and it can be permanent, I think. And then it can destroy our, what we call it, skin tissues, jaringan kulitnya, skin tissues. I don't know what that's it mean. And then it can destroy children growth, especially the brain, and yeah, something what we call it, something biological in our body. And if it is destroyed all of the organs in our body, wow, how about the next generation? That's what I mean. It's permanent. Okay, the damage
Yeah.
will be permanent. That's I
Okay.
Okay, that's all I think.
Oh, all right. So the effect for the human, so it can destroy permanently. Yeah, so it can affect to the cancer, right? Affect to the brain, to the brain's nerve as well, to our nerve, even to our eyes. Of course, can be blind. So, Miss Eka, but previously I told that it won't permanent. It means if it is not for the human, for the lens, yeah, perhaps it can be a danger for some generation, right? It can be for 2 generations, can be permanent. But based on the experience of Hiroshima and Nagasaki until right now, their lands has been succeeded to be planted again, right? To be planted, planted the farm, flowers.
Yeah, about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. As we know that a nuclear can cause damage in many kinds. Okay, such as in human life. I mean, especially for the organs of the human, but also about, yeah, as you say, farming and then social life and economy life. Okay, Japan can increase can raise the economic and social life after Hiroshima and Nagasaki was bombed, but not for the growth. I mean, not for the children growth. Okay, I don't know how to explain. I'm stuck in English ability. You know, uh, when Hiroshima and Nagasaki was bombed, were bombed. I think, wow, the damage, I can imagine that, because, the human life, especially the next generation, especially about their growth. I don't know. I'm stuck to tell about it.
Perhaps you would like
Mr. Budi, can you help me? Using bahasa, can I using bahasa? Oh no, of course it's not allowed, right?
Mix with the English one. Yeah, for the general, for the culture, for the economy, yeah, it can grow back, right, after some years.
Yeah, bisa
Can
bangkit
be after
lagi. It can raise
100 years, right? Because they have already suffered before, right? They have 4 climates as well, like spring, autumn, fall, winter, as well, right? So it can suffer them. So that's why they have a high spirit to grow up more than Indonesian people.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
Indonesia has only 2 climates over here, right? Dry and wet season over here. So it's nicer, it's better than them, right? So that's why most of us is so relaxed. Sometimes have just a low spirit to grow up. Yeah, if we see about the comparison mind, about the mind comparison, to think something, to invent something, to make like robot, to make like car, right? To create car, create robot, and create the other engine, right? So of course, Japan is better. If we goes back to our topic over here, I would like to thank you so much, Miss Eka. I would like to ask Mr. Bakti again, because just now Miss Mega doesn't want to talk, or just want to be listener as well. Mr. Bakti, are you still there?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Bakti, if it's about agree and disagree, that actually nuclear weapon is important or not for our country, because time by time, right now it has been crisis, right? We have been already attacked. We have been attacked by the other developed country, for example, like the internet, the mobile phone, the media, right? Actually, we don't realize that we have been attacked by it, right? So time by time, it can have chance to get a big war. So how is it important for defense preparation, force defense preparation system?
So you are asking whether it is important to use nuclear weapons for Indonesia?
At the first time for reset, after that for create, made by Indonesian itself, and then for preparation. So we don't use it first if it is not urgent, right? Do you know? It's like Corona, Mr. Bhakti.
Yeah.
Actually, Corona, this virus is the weapons. We are attacked, right? We are attacked. So it can be possible for the next generation, and the weapon is not a virus. It's not biological weapon anymore. So it can be the other weapons like nuclear. Because nuclear is the last decision for the war. So is it important for preparation?
Udah dimatiin lampunya, sok ibu ngalah.
Mr. Budi, mute all except me, except
Already.
us. Okay, would you repeat your last statement? And that is the point, because so it is
Okay,
important.
the point is it important to have nuclear weapons for preparation?
For preparation.
Yeah, and it's such as Russia. Even though Russia have nuclear weapon, even 1,000 nuclear weapons, until right now Russia doesn't use it. It's just for
Oh, I see.
preparation. And there are a lot of countries respect to Russia more, and they don't want to colonialize Russia, right? Because they have nuclear weapon.
Okay.
And so what about
Well,
Indonesia?
Okay, again, Mr. Budi, yeah, I am in the opinion that the use of nuclear weapons for military purpose, as you said just now, for preparation, yeah, because I infer that in the future you think there will be a war. Therefore, Indonesia should prepare the war with nuclear weapon. I infer your statement like that, Mr. Budi. Therefore, I'd like to say that the nuclear weapons for war, for military purposes, is still controversial, yeah. And for me, it can raise many ethical and moral concerns. Why? Because the devastating power, destructive power of nuclear weapons poses a very significant risk to human life and environment. And the use of nuclear weapon can have long-lasting consequences, Mr. Budi. So therefore, I'm not in the opinion that we unnecessarily prepare a nuclear weapon. But if we have nuclear technology for other purposes, I'll be happy. Because as you said earlier, that the use of nuclear is not only for weapons, not only for war, it can also be used as other humanity, right? Therefore,
Yeah.
I agree if we develop nuclear for other purposes. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Bhakti. You agree that nuclear can be used for other purposes. It's such as the the energy of electricity, right? The electricity energy, and then for like Ms. Eka said just now, for filtering the corpse, right? And then over here, Mr. Bhakti, if like in Japan, because Japan is it's often earthquake over there, and they have energy, they have electricity energy of nuclear over there in Japan. And when it has earthquake, even it can harm the other people around. All right. So when it's fixed already, so for fixing the broken one, so it can sacrifice the people as well. Yeah. about the radiation, nuclear radiation. So it can be permanent disease for the people as well. So how?
So about the radiation, right?
Yeah, if the radiation of the nuclear, if we use it in Indonesia for electrical energy, so the radiation is very dangerous as well.
Okay.
Although it's very beneficial for many people in the electricity, because this power is unlimited. As I know, nuclear is unlimited, right? So it can be used regularly, more and more.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Budi. About we talk about the other purpose of nuclear, especially for electricity. Yeah? The nuclear energy for generating electricity can also give certain risk. Yeah. Particularly about the radiation. Yeah. Nuclear plants use nuclear reaction, yeah, to produce heat, yeah, the heat. You know, it is the noun of hot, yeah, the noun form of hot, yeah, produce heat, yeah, and then it is used to generate steam that drives turbines and then generates electricity. Then usually the as far as I remember, the atom or the element used to generate these reactors is a thing like uranium, yeah. The what is Mr. Budi, you call it dulu, sorry, when we are in SMA, in junior high school, we have daftar atom itu ya, apa namanya itu?
Yeah.
What's
what is that? I understand about it.
Apa ya namanya?
Because Mr. is the science teacher of that.
It's called system periodic system. I don't know how to call it in English. System periodic in Indonesia, in bahasa. System periodic, you know, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Uranium, like that one, yeah. Okay. And hello, Mr. Budi.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Still audible, yeah? Audible my voice, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. So, like maybe uranium or anything else, the atom that is used for reacting or for generating electricity, of course, like other electricity generator, it emits radiation, and it is very harmful for human health and environment. Of course, if it is not properly managed, yeah. If it is not properly managed, it will be very dangerous, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. But
okay.
I think, yeah, Mr. Budi, you want to speak?
Yeah, most of the nuclear energy, it's only for the weapon. Even it is used for the other energy, it can be harmful the people around, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
over here, of course, the government who work on it will calculate it, right? Which one is more beneficial and which one is worse, right? If it is more beneficial, of course, it will be used, right? Even though sacrifice some people over there. So because every invention usually it has to sacrifice the other. Yeah. But the most important thing over here, we have to calculate first about the usefulness over there, right? So, for example, like electricity can be nuclear electricity can be used for 1,000 people, even can be used for 100 companies, for factories. And it can increase the economy of the nationality.
yeah,
Right. Even though it can harm for several people who works on there. So it means based on the information before in Japan, so most of the families of the nuclear worker is guaranteed by the government. Yeah, about the future, about the education, children education, about the daily needed, and so on. It is guaranteed by the government, like that. But
yeah.
there is no blackout of the electricity because nuclear is permanent, unlimited energy.
Don't say
Okay,
unlimited.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Budi. I think we have to describe the purpose of the nuclear. Are we discussing about nuclear for weapon, or are we discussing about nuclear for resources? Because it's different, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we go just now, I have already gone back to the topic, but because our participants right now are not many, and just a few of us, and you disagree about nuclear weapon, and even Mr. Bhakti disagree about the nuclear weapon in our country. So Mr. Bhakti agree if the nuclear can be used for the other energy like electricity and moving generation, rating
Yeah.
like machine, turbine, and the others
Yes.
for the factories, right? So if we goes back to the nuclear weapon, is it still okay? Or talking about the others? All right. Okay, everybody. I think because it is recorded. All right. If we go back to the topic, if we goes back to the topic, and just now you have already explained, everybody. Actually, the nuclear weapons, if we have it, yeah, if we have the nuclear weapon, it can increase the economy as well. It can increase the diplomatic relationship between Indonesia and the other countries easily. So we can cooperate easily as well. So we will be respected by the other country because there are a lot of countries which have not got nuclear weapons, right? Nuclear weapons. So sometimes they will be underestimated. Even our country, Indonesia, right, was underestimated by the Australia. Our land, our islands would like to be taken by Australia, right, at that time. And our governments have good diplomation with Russia, and then Russia would like to help Indonesia if it is taken by Australia. Yeah. And I got the information from the news. Putin is ready to attack Australia using nuclear weapon, nuclear bomb. If Australia disturb Indonesia, taking this island. So what about you, Miss Eka?
Cik ibu nderek ngomong nuklir kok, Cik.
Miss Eka, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Oh, are you asking me?
Okay, Miss Eka, most of the countries who have no any nuclear were underestimated by the other country which have it. So what about you?
Well, actually, it's not about underestimate, but if a country wanna have a nuclear weapon, everything must be ready, especially about the scientists, researchers, and then the cost, because nuclear is not cheap.
Yeah.
You know what nuclear is so expensive because about the treatment, we need a high or perhaps the highest technology to treat nuclear. If we want have nuclear as a weapon. But when I said before, if we just want to have nuclear for other purposes, such as what we call it, resources, mineral resources, we don't have kind of that treatment because there are so many scientists and researchers in Indonesia in holding this treatment about natural, about mineral resources in nuclear. And but for weapon, wow, I think there are so many, what we call it, the rule of the game. Yeah, I don't know how to
Alright.
say, undang-undangnya. And we know that it's too risky for our country to have a nuclear weapon. It's not about the power. It's not about the underestimate, but the risk, I think. Do we have any scientists or researchers to take it all? Because it's not easy and it's not cheap. It's not cheap in what we call it, in the real meaning and the abstract meaning. You know, Japan itself, when it was attacked, they didn't have any what we call any nuclear weapon, right? But they can raise well because of the personality of their citizens. Okay. You know, I'm so confused. If we are talking about violence, about war, of course, we talk about nuclear as well. But if talk about the peace of the world, no, we don't have any nuclear, because nuclear attack, nuclear, it won't be balanced, but it can be worse, perhaps can be the worst damage in the world, that I think. And Japan itself, I'm so sorry, I'm talking about Japan. Why do I talk about Japan?
You have to learn from Japan.
Actually, Japan has many scientists and researchers about science, but Japan don't have any intention to build a nuclear weapon because they think about the damage for the world, not for the power, but for the world. We have to think about we have to think about the whole thing in this world, in this life. I don't know what to say again.
Okay.
Can you help me? I'm stuck in English.
Miss Eka,
Yeah.
actually, I'm confident enough with the Indonesian scientists over here. Previously, because because previously, it can be the government didn't support them, to invent something. But in this, I don't prize Mr. Joko Widodo as our president, because we have to. Honestly, I feel lucky to have him in Indonesia, because the scientists can invent, can make the fuel, the biofuel from sawit kakanat, right? From sawit kakanat, even 100%. At the first time, only the 20%, 30%, 50%. It means 50% from the oil, from the real fuel, the oil, and from the earth oil, from the earth oil, and 50% from the plants, from the coconut. So it can be mixed, and it can be the power for our transportation. And then time by time, Indonesian scientists have already admitted to make it in 100%. And it has been already tried already. It has been implemented for the aeroplane power, aeroplane energy. It can be for after, after all. It can be for fuel of aeroplane. So if it is developed, so the oil will not be taken from the earth anymore. So it can be from the coconut. It is invented by Indonesian scientists. And actually, if the technology of nuclear is implemented in Indonesia, and I'm sure the Indonesian scientists can do it. It's like buying submarine, submarine. It is for the forces of Indonesia. Actually, Indonesia booked to South Korea, right? But there are a lot of scientists who have been sent to Korea at that time to study together. And then right now, the Indonesian scientists can build the submarine themselves in Indonesia as well. Because it's quite brilliant for our president. Because when we would like to take something which has a more sophisticated technology from outside, from the other countries, so he also send the Indonesian people there to study as well, especially for the scientists, like that. So if about